time, there was a girl born in a foreign land, but then moved to this kingdom. She knew that she was different early on, and other kids tried to tame her natural tendencies. They tried to tell her which colors matched and which ones didn't. And this confused her, but mostly she just ignored these other kids. And the girl, she found great relief in all creative projects, and especially in art and in writing. There she found escape. And she sensed that because she was so different, she was bound for greatness. Now let's fast forward a few years. One day as she was walking down the grassy path at a post-secondary educational facility, she noticed feathers fluttering to the ground. An abundance of feathers, really. It was astounding the amount of feathers, perhaps enough to constitute a shitload. She looked up to see the first owl she had ever seen outside of captivity, and the owl was feasting on another bird, and the owl asked, "What do you want?" Confused, the girl looked around and noticed that everybody else had continued walking. "Oh, they can't see me," Owl said, as he wiped his face. "Look, kid, I need you to help me with something. I can promise you the key to greatness." "Oh, well, how convenient. That is exactly what I was looking for," thought the girl. So she said, "Okay." "Oh, silly girl, didn't anyone ever teach you to read the fine print? Anyway, you already agreed." So the owl dropped the body of the dead bird to the ground, and it marked her destination on a map that had formed by the fallen feathers. He said, "Go there. And what will I find?" "The key to greatness." "You mean this thing that you promised me is not actually in your possession?" "Fine print, darling. You can keep it when you get it. Oh, and by the way, there are 3 trials you have to pass, and they're all going to be physically strenuous, and they will challenge your self-identity, and you have before midnight to do it all, so take care, bye." And Owl disappeared, and the girl swore she heard, "Oh, man, it sucks to be her." So the girl memorized the map and embarked on her journey. Trial number 1, land of the midgets. There were strange, excitable creatures that would eat your soul if not properly handled. And the girl learned quickly that the midgets needed constant change to be happy. So with magic she picked up in LA, she transformed them into tigers and butterflies and zombies and Spider-Men. And it worked. And they were happy, and they were good to her, they gave her good business, and they made her honorary mayor of the land. And then she came to the land of cliffs. And never had she seen a land like this before, a collection of mesas and plateaus that seemed to reach down into the infinite depths of the underworld. It was impossible to jump from one mesa to the next. So she sat on her cliff for a long time, for a long, long fucking time, but then she realized that she was no longer progressing, and she needed to progress in order to find greatness. So remembering every metaphor ever, she jumped. And instead of finding her untimely death, she was transported to a new situation where she was playing accordion in a cumbia band. And then she was on a cliff again, but on a different cliff, and then farther along. And so she continued this jumping and accordion playing and jumping and accordion playing until she was no longer scared, and she emerged from the land of the cliffs to this amazing 94 Caddy, which I think we just passed. On the steering wheel was a map with a highlighted path and a post-it note that simply said endurance. So up to San Francisco, to Portland, and south to Guadalajara she traveled, where she met others on their search for greatness. And as she was on her way to LA, her final destination, the moon was high in the sky and the stars twinkled to a silent metronome reminding her that time was always running out. And then to her horror, she felt the caddy drag as she pulled over to the side of I-10, and it was midnight. And the game was over, and she had lost. There it is. Then Owl appeared, but as a fairy goddess mother, for whatever reason. "I didn't make it," cried the girl. She showed Owl the map, and Owl grabbed the map. Owl looked at the map. Owl studied the map. And Owl took an eraser and erased the X and put a new X exactly where they were at on the side of I-10. "Oh, look," said Owl. "Yeah, you did make it. You have traveled all this way, built great skills, and now you have the key to greatness." "Well, then what do I do with the key?" Will you open the door to greatness? Duh. And where is the door to greatness? And the owl laughed as it faded, and the girl swore she heard, "Oh man, sucks to be you."